Okay. Now it's been a while since I was last live. Just trying to make sure things are set up properly. Which I think they are. Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh, the stream is playing from my phone. Okay. Welcome to everyone across Twitch and YouTube. First of all, thank you to everyone. I know it's been a tough time. I'm very, very grateful to everyone's kind words and messages and support. Yeah, obviously I've taken time off. So I want to keep this mostly positive stream. I've missed streaming, and like it feels weird not like streaming and playing chess consistently, but I'm beginning to, I guess, be in a better mental space. I'm sure I'll talk about this a lot throughout the stream, but I also want to share the fact that as of earlier today, the Charlotte Chess Center launched the Naroditsky Memorial Fund. They have pretty great organization, and they're really trying to honor DANYA's legacy in a lasting and meaningful way. So they're raising money for a good cause. Partly it's going to be a scholarship fund, and then also an annual Blitz and Rapid tournament. More information is found through the QR code. There's also a link pinned on Twitch and YouTube chat. There's also the option to text DANYA to 53555. So I think what I'll do this stream is just play some chess. I am accepting challenges. So let's play Jake. Casual 3+1. Apologies if it's hard for me to read like all the messages across both chats. There's a question, how can we contribute to the fund? Again, link is pinned on top of the chats. It's also in the YouTube description. The link is givebutter.com/Naroditsky. So hopefully people can find it one way or the other. Also, Stafford gambit time. Maybe. Definitely. Yeah, I'm streaming from St. Louis. It's 11:01 p.m. So probably won't be a long stream. But I've been on kind of a late night schedule, so I have my tea. I'm drinking some herbal peppermint tea. All right, this is still opening prep. Going into the magical line. So I've never played this opponent before, at least on Lichess. But they have at least some knowledge of what to do. Most players who enter this position have studied this before. Big thanks to all the resubs on Twitch. Again, if you want a chance to play me, you can send me a challenge. Probably be just taking random challenges throughout. Yeah, H4. This is still preparation. My opponent's slowing down a little bit, so it's always a good sign. I think Stockfish will give +3 around in this position. I mean, 2 pieces are hanging. Takes a bishop. I actually have to remember, like, what's the move here? It takes. So most people play rook g1 first. So obviously the knight's hanging. If white takes it, white goes up 2 minor pieces. The idea would be queen f2, king d2, bishop takes g4. And there'd be a pin on the second rank, also potential skewer on the d file. Oh, I think Lichess is muted for me. Sorry about that. Hopefully there's move sounds now. I had the tab muted because I was observing something. I didn't want other sounds to come through. This looks really good for black. I mean, there's this too. G2, rook g1, queen h4. Okay, knight f2 is simpler. So material-wise, I'm down a bishop, but about to win the rook and maybe queen my pawn. There's a question, which opening did this come from? This is a Stafford gambit. Whenever you see this pawn structure and I'm black, you can usually assume it's a Stafford. G2 is hard to stop. Again, thanks everyone for the supportive messages. I am hoping to return to some kind of regular content. Oh, bishop e3 is a move. Okay, let's take a pawn. White wants to castle. As much as I don't want to like give away this pawn, it probably leads to good things. Like queen h4. Close to some kind of mating net. Queen g5, queen takes c5. Wow. Now it's close to castling queenside with checkmate. I gotta set it up, right? Ah, it's not quite working because there's knight d4. Now it's a question, how hard do I want to set it up? I could take the knight take on c5 and I'm still threatening it. Maybe we'll see this and then checkmate. Ah. I'm trying so hard. There we go. Okay. Thanks for the game, Jake 10 Jake. I know I've had at least one Stafford in the passive that's led to castle queenside with mate. Doesn't happen so often though, obviously. But okay, let's at least take away a lesson from the opening. My opponent played basically what should be the refutation. I think rook g1 is probably the cleanest move. There's a few moves here. There's bishop f4. Taking the knight should also be playable. Taking the bishop might just be a mistake. Yeah, engine already gives a significant edge to black because of the kingside pressure. This looked to be the critical line. Like white goes up 2 pieces, but at the same time, white is kind of short on defenses. Like the whole queen side is blocked in. So yeah, the better moves are any of these 4 moves. F takes g4, e5, bishop f4, rook g1. Okay. So I'll probably do a handful of challenges until I get tired. I'm just gonna stick with clicking this button. So if you're sending me a challenge on Lichess, you'll have a 1 in however many people are challenging me. Right now it's 17 people challenging me. So okay, playing Silverback. Good luck to Silverback. We've played 16 times before. This is our 17th game. Let's play a French attack, or maybe a Dutch attack. Go for the quick fianchetto. Oh, so white's kind of playing a stonewall, which I could play myself if I want to, and then we have a like double stonewall. But I'd rather keep the bishop open. Okay, part of me wants to go insane. The other part of me just wants to like calmly develop. Knight d7. So we're both playing like setup based openings, and there's not really much like combat just yet. Now's probably the time to dive in. Okay. It's paying off too. So I want a piece. Knight for pawn. I'm going to try and launch an attack. I'm looking at g5. g5 and rook g8. I think I can just play g5 right away. I do have to be aware of the fact that my e6 pawn's attacked. Right, keep things simple. There's queen e1, queen f1. I don't want to trade queens when like there's so much attacking potential still. The goal is to get eventually rook g8. Yeah, probably knight f6 to prepare rook g8. Really, all the pieces have attacking potential. Like knight g4. Knight g4 looks cool because the pawn's pinned, but it might not actually do much. Knight h5 actually appears to do more damage. Not only adding a third attacker to f4, but threatening the triple pork. The triple pork, which will then turn into a windmill, because after this it's a discovery. There's knight g3. I'm looking for a little bit more, but actually knight g3 takes bishop e1. Takes. Oh, that's actually kind of beautiful. Okay, there's a line where I sack my queen for mate. Oh no, I'm getting skewered. Oh no, my queen. So queen digs rook, I take with check, and then I mate. If bishop digs queen, it's mate in 1. Also, thanks for the raid, Benjamin Bach. Hope you had a good stream. If you're just joining... Oh, no, my pawn. Wait, I completely forgot about that. Wait, I'm actually in trouble here. I can't play this because I get mate. I have to play this. Wow, that backfired. Like, completely oblivious. I saw this idea earlier, but I might actually lose this game if white plays correctly. Still oh no my queen, but yeah, that's actually a good move. Oh dear. Yeah, this is big trouble. I can't do much. I just have to deal with the consequences. My perfect score against Silverback might be coming to an end. Actually, oh no, my queen. I mean, it's rook for queen. Downside is I'm kind of low on time. Oh. There's not too many, like, bugs or user experience issues on Lichess, but that's one of them. Like, dragging the rook off the board and then having the board be covered up. Like, maybe the hover thing should be deactivated during games. I don't know. Okay, do I still have some mating attack? I have this move. We trade down into a bishop ending. I'm actually coming back now because, yeah, there's not a great way to resolve the pin. King g1 may have been the best move there. Bishop takes bishop was probably the safer move to give back and simplify. Oh no, white's queen. A very unnecessary move, but finally got my bishop discovery. This is not quite checkmate. Okay. No more messing around. There's a cool mate I want to try and construct. Mainly waiting for h4. There we go. Okay. Not a pattern you see every day. h7 pawn is crucial. Good game to Silverback. I mean, that was a quick turnaround. I was trying to be beautiful and it just ended up backfiring. But it's a good lesson that like when you're getting attacked, don't give up, look for counterattacks. This was a blind spot. So rotates F3 I thought was genius too. Like I saw this from a couple of moves in advance when I played knight g3. I should have been aware of the danger here too. But here it's like it's okay for black. Best move queen g4. Defending, attacking, and exploiting the pin and threatening mate in one. Gary says, you don't have to try, Eric. You're already beautiful. Thank you, Gary. Gary with the wholesomeness. Okay. Let's move on. 26 players are challenging me. Doing another random challenge. Playing D-Ginny. Never played before. I'll play Sicilian. Mix up the openings. So I'm playing the Okali Sicilian, which is a tricky sideline. Works well against a certain rating range who kind of defaults to open Sicilian and is maybe not aware of the ideas for black here. But the point of a6 is to essentially prevent knight b5 and then get some early initiative. This is already considered to be comfortable for black. So bishop g5 is somewhat of a counter pin. I was threatening to take on e4. Taking on e4, it's tempting, but it loses a queen. And I have to learn my lessons from past experience. I think h6 is probably the most principled move here, because very often the trade helps black in some way, activate the queen. I'll just focus on completing development. Yeah, white's threatening knight d5, so I'll take on c3. And I'll castle. So it's equal material. It's actually a very typical structure for the Okali. Sometimes see the structure from like Najdorf or Sveshnikov, where d5 looks like a weak square, d6 pawn is somewhat backwards. At the same time, white c pawns are vulnerable. So my ideal plan would be something like this and apply pressure. Knight d7 might walk into this. I'm going to take. And put the queen on e5. Actually debating the best square for the knight. I probably shouldn't take too long here, but options have pros and cons. I'm going to play this. I don't want to obstruct the c-file, but the rook here. Yeah, very positional game. There's a question earlier. Do you analyze games where you blunder in time trouble? I do my best to analyze every game I play, even if it's brief. Sometimes it depends on what happens. when I play in like Title Tuesday or let's say like more serious games, I usually make an effort um, to look at like the opening improvements. Sometimes the easiest things to analyze, but then also take away the critical moments as well. I have a choice here. Take with pawn or queen. Taking with pawn will lead to trades, which I probably don't mind. Like, if we trade off all the rooks, then queen and knight is generally better than queen and bishop. Let's start with this. I do want to say my opponent's playing well for the rating. No obvious tactical mistakes, maybe some positional inaccuracies, which I'm doing my best to exploit. Play rook f8. So the knight defends the rook. Maybe at first glance it looks like I'm almost winning something, but the rook's defended. Maybe I am eventually winning a pawn, though. Once I get knight e5 in. Or knight c5. Yeah, everything's still defended. It's just, it's kind of hard to improve as white, and very easy to blunder too. Now I win this pawn. Okay, let's be solid. I don't really have any intention of trading knight for bishop. But if it wins another pawn... Okay, in this case, white is maybe threatening queen e8. Have to be a little bit careful. Actually thinking king f8. It looks like the king's more exposed here, but there's no easy way for white to exploit my king. I prevent the queen from invading. Okay, the queen still wants to invade, though. Queen b6, I guess. I should probably speed things up. This is 5-0, no increment. I think the goal is probably to trade queens. Maybe I'll bring my queen to e5. We might see e5. Okay, never mind. Like b5. I was going to say e5, I'd check and then take with check. Yeah, these positions take patience sometimes. Like gradual improvements. Still trying to keep everything defended. Preventing queen c8. Not thrilled. I have 13 seconds. Okay. Focus. I can go in with a knight. Ooh, interesting. King escapes. Okay, now I can pre-move. Okay. Good game. Big kudos to my opponent for like almost winning on time, resisting in difficult position. You know, the queen was trying the front door, the back door, the side door. Almost invaded. Eventually broke a window, but had to sacrifice to do it. Look around, move 35. Opponent missed a win. Oh! Oh no, my queen. Yeah, queen d4 was, it's a pin, but it's not a good type of pin. Wow. Also, did Lichess like change something about the interface? Used to be there was like some engine graph, or the option of having the engine graph. Did they get rid of it? Is it like hidden? If anyone knows, I'm not sure when this was changed, but maybe it's a setting on my end. I do like to sometimes look at the engine graph just to see like the critical moments or big swings. Disclosure buttons. Oh, show fishnet analysis. Maybe this is it? There we go. Okay. So I just had it toggled off. So here we can see the engine graph. One moment while it was completely winning. I see a message about, or in Twitch chat about an email that was sent. Yeah, feel free to follow up. Apologies if you sent me a message and I haven't responded. I'm trying to get back into things. I think we do have the email command. Okay. Let's play another game. So again, if you're just joining, I'm taking it pretty easy this stream, just playing viewers. Feel free to send me a challenge on Lichess. Also, earlier today, the Charlotte Chess Center launched the Naroditsky Fund, Daniel Naroditsky Memorial Fund. More information is linked from the QR code, also linked in the chat comments. Twitch chat is maybe bugging a little bit. Let me pin the message again. Okay, now, yeah, both chats, it should be pinned. Okay, playing against a London. With knight f3, the most principled move is to take here, because white can't recapture with a pawn. I want to set up a fork. Let's play g6. Prepare bishop g7 and then maybe eventually e5. Yeah, this move is disguised as a developing move, threatening to win a piece. How's it going, Axer Typo? Appreciate the raid and the resub. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Again, thank you everyone for the kind energy. Thank you, Kidmans. How's it going, Joe Brune? Okay, so the early tactic worked out. And now it's a matter of developing. Okay, so we're basically entering the middle game. I'm up a piece. There's a few strategies here. I think the simplest strategy is to keep improving. Like get the rooks to half open files. I could trade, but I think the bishop has more value staying on the board. Okay, this is another tactic. This is actually a pork. The pin and the fork. There's a question, are you taking opening suggestions? Yeah, I'm very willing to mix up the openings, so if you have favorite openings or there's lines you want to see, don't hesitate to share them. See Knight's Tango being suggested, which I went through a phase of playing. Played the Knight's Tango maybe once or twice in tournament play, but it's been a while. Okay, so I'm up a queen for knight and pawn. Apply some pressure. To be fair though, white's actually like pretty solid. Like if they still had a queen, it would be a very, very solid position. It's hard to find like an obvious weakness. And b2 is probably going to be the target with a4 as a threat. So again, to win these positions, you sometimes do have to be patient, but sometimes you can get creative too. Like knight b4 is nice. Essentially offering to trade knight for bishop. If the bishop moves, I win the pawn. But actually, bishop d1, knight a2, rook a1. And then maybe a4. I see the comment from Victor Soar. I might be alone here, but I like strong or sound strong openings. I don't think you're alone in that regard. Okay, let's have some fun. Sack the bishop and then win something back. Or just trade. Okay. GG. Tried to show no mercy that game. As a London player myself, I recommend Playing e3 here, probably the more solid move, just plan to recapture the pawn. Wow, g6 is actually a mistake. I briefly considered playing f6, but I thought like I didn't want to play hope chess. F6 looks like hope chess, but it's actually a good move because e5 is pretty hard to stop. Stockfish's top choice. G6 is a mistake because knight b5. Threatening this. Black has to play knight a6. Knight c3 attacks the pawn. e4, wow. Crazy, tricky line. I'm actually kind of tempted to look into this. Like, can I play this at a high level and maybe trick my opponents? But g6 is not a common move. Knight c6 is plus equal after knight c3. Any games in the Masters database? Wow. Okay, there's only a few games in the Masters database. But knight c6 has been played twice. Knight d7 played once. Yeah, knight d7 and f6 are top two moves. Okay. Anyway, thanks for the game to Dash CC. Again, I'd recommend e3, but you've also inspired me to maybe look into this a bit more. The move I like to play here is knight c3, which is very tricky. Leads to some Jopava London type positions. But if you're a traditional London player, like e3, c3, knight f3 is usually the setup. Okay, a few people want Roy Lopez. I'll play another game. I'm white. I'll play e4. Let's play a strong, solid opening. Except I can't play Roy Lopez against a Petrov. So my opponent gonna play a Stafford. My opponent's playing copycat chess. This position was seen in the US Championship a year ago, between maybe 1 or 2 years ago. A wonder played this line as black against Fabiano, but queen e7 is necessary. Unfortunately for my opponent, this loses a queen. If I take the bishop, I lose back my queen. I'll give my opponent the chance to find it. Okay. Resigning is also, I guess, a valid option. Because even if rook e8 is played, I take it and I'm up enough material. Hi, Kavita. Good to see you. Thank you, JM McFly. Again, I appreciate the nice energy from Twitch and YouTube chats. I'm going to play a few more games. It's approaching midnight for me, so again, this probably won't be a long stream. Let's do another random challenge. I see D Ginny in YouTube chat. Yeah, good game from earlier. It's maybe my toughest game of the stream thus far. All right, I'll still play Sicilian. Oh, Matt was saying Sicilian or Jobava London or Sicilian Dragon. I hope Accelerator Dragon is okay. Except against C3, then this isn't as strong. Usually I like to play D5, so this is an alapin Sicilian. And this is one thing you kind of have to deal with if you play Sicilian is basically the sidelines that are not open Sicilian. Alapin is becoming a lot trendier these days. A lot of tricky lines with, yeah, knight a3, trying to exploit the queen. I usually try and be like super solid here. At least as solid as possible. Taking might be a bit more accurate. Bishop d6. Okay, I just want to fiend cadeau. So this middle game is pretty much defined by the fact that white has an isolate queen's pawn. And this dictates the strategy for both sides. Usually as black, you want to control the square in front of the pawn, blockade it. But then long term, you want to attack it as well. I'm going to play knight e7. Unleash the bishop. Prepare this. And bishop f4 looks nice. Just tickle the rook. And knight e3 is acceptable. It's a pin, but it's hard to exploit. And play rook c8. Oh, any Sicilian is perfect. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of different types of Sicilian, but sometimes we just have to appreciate them all. Oh, it's really close to winning material. Takes a... I guess I win a pawn. I don't know if it's worth winning a pawn. Idea is takes. If queen takes, I win the knight. If bishop takes, I take the knight, takes, and then takes. I'm looking for better. Yeah, it feels really wrong to give away such a nice looking bishop. I'm gonna play queen a8. Preparing this, creating the battery. I do have to watch my time. Queen and bishop are tied down. Just as I say I have to watch my time, kind of freeze up. Not exactly sure what I'm doing with this move. I just have to move fast. Like, the most important thing is not to blunder. Have to take. Applying a bit more pressure. Maybe queen a6. Get some loose for the king. Kind of a mishmash of pieces in the center. Bishop's well defended. I'm trapping the knight somehow. Do I have enough time to win? Oops. Same mistake as earlier. Oh dear. That was generous. Wow. It's just in time for the pre-move there. Very messy finish. Yeah, my opponent probably should have slowed down here and found queen e8, which I think is force mate. Or not force mate, because there's this, but should be winning for white. Oh, queen e8's the only move. I made this exact same blunder a few games ago. Queen takes e6 check. Like when I'm attacking, just missing the opponent's like counterattacks. Oh, there's knight takes e5 here. Yeah, to be honest, when I played f6, I didn't quite see that there was knight takes knight. I should take on d4 here. Okay. GG. I have 39 pending challenges. It's 11:50 p.m. Midnight is approaching. Playing bish bosh. Bish bosh. Good luck to my opponent. I'll give it a little bit more time. c4. Trying to think of like a line that I don't usually play against c4. Maybe I'll play the Dutch. Dutch sounds fun. I'll probably play the setup, yeah, with b6, bishop b7. Oh, thank you for the raid. Semi, no lemon stars. Appreciate it. Okay, so the plan is to attack eventually. Probably knight e4. There's some idea with like g5, g4. There's also some potential like queen sacrifice. Like if knight d2, I play this, g3, knight g5, but might have to wait a little bit for that. Okay, this is kind of what I wanted. Um, if g3, I'll play knight g5. Kind of a cool mating concept. f3 is probably more natural. f3 maybe knight g5 still. Oh, thank you, Semino Lemon Stars. Appreciate it. Okay, so here we see g3. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't do anything. Guess I'll play the... This is actually almost working. There's a line where I sack my queen and then checkmate. Bishop g2 is most natural here, which I'm kind of hoping to see. And now I play this. At first this looks terrible because my queen and bishop are hanging. First things first, oh no, my queen. Bishop takes queen, it's mate. And bishop takes bishop. Okay, to be completely honest, I thought I was winning with knight g4, but I might not be. And this may have actually been a very bad move. But we'll see if white can refute it. I probably should have just retreated my queen. F4, okay. It's not the move I was like most scared of, but it's a move. Yeah, it probably helps defend. I think I have to trade. If queen takes, we trade queens, and then life goes on. After the game, I'll share what white probably should have done. I want to play this, but bishop takes bishop, and this is defended. Okay, let's take. White's probably considering to take... Okay, but this, of course, is a more normal move. Okay, let's trade queens. My knight will return to e4. So we have a queenless middle game. Happy knights. Attacking c3, which... White has to be careful. Like bishop b2, I fork this and this. So rook a3 was probably best there. I'll play c5. It's actually reminiscent of a Nimzo Indian, where you see these double c pawns, and it's a very thematic move to blockade the pawns and then eventually prepare rook c8. No need to castle when queens are off the board. Delayed Bongcloud. White is maybe hinting at g4. I'm hinting at g5. A5 is a good move. So I allow takes and rook a7. It's slightly unpleasant, so I'll play rook c7 here. Okay. G5 looks good. Yeah, even though queens are off the board, the attack is still kind of panning out. Rook will invade. Not the prettiest retreating square for the knight. See your message, Sonia. Thanks for the words. I hope you're doing well. And again, I really appreciate all the kind energy. Unfortunately, I can't answer like specific questions about like all the details around donating. If you have questions about the fund, which are probably better answered by Charlotte Chess Center, I'm pretty sure there's a contact form on the donation page. So I would direct you there. Okay, threatening mate in 1. Still mates? A nice little sandwich of the white king. Okay, good game to bish bosh pish posh. I do want to show the moment though where white could have won a piece. And it was a free bishop, I'm pretty sure. It looks scary allowing this, but the key thing to realize is that white has a defensive resource with the second rank. And yeah, there's f3 or f4 here. And it's plus almost 6 for white. Man. Yeah, losing this bishop would not have been good for me. But again, you have to kind of see this X-ray defense before taking. So it's not the easiest thing to visualize. Okay, I think I'll do maybe 1 or 2 more. Yeah, I'm trying to be healthy, so sleep is important. Still have a little bit of tea left too. Good night, Josh. Rest well. Okay. Good luck to my opponent. It's the pre-Bongcloud. For those confused, it is possible on Lichess to challenge me to a custom position. So do I lean into the Bongcloud or do I back out of it? D4 is probably one of the best moves. Kind of leaning towards F5, just imbalance things. Somewhat of a Dutch. Creates a pocket on F7. Wow, so the natural developing move knight F6 walks into knight G5, king D6 triple fork. King D5 I don't want to even calculate, so probably H6. But then the king gets kicked around. Can I do the same to white's king? That's a pretty clear path back. I think H6 is okay though. H6 D5, king F7, knight E5, king E8, knight G6 is a concern. So I'm actually considering king F6 here. Wait, why not king F7? King F7 is like the serious move, but sometimes even ridiculous positions call for serious moves. Just checking. I hope everything is okay with the YouTube stream. I haven't been looking at the dashboard. I glanced at it and it said that there was some error message, but I refreshed and everything appears to be okay. So if there is any stream outage, I apologize for that. Queen D3. Okay, let's defend. Also partially restricting the knight. I see the message from John Lee. Not tonight. I'm just taking random challenges and I'll probably end the stream somewhat soon. Okay, all good with YouTube. What is this opening? Well, the opening was not the thing to ask about. It's more what is this starting position? I guess you could get this from like a normal game of chess. Some variation of some Bongcloud. Okay, developing. So I do want to say that I'm not sure how frequent my streams will be coming up. I will try and stream a bit more than I have been. I have some traveling coming up, so like my future streams will probably be from my travel setup. I know I haven't played Title Tuesday in a while. I haven't had a chance to play this new Thursday event. today is actually Tuesday, so yeah, maybe next week I'll have some return to Title Tuesday. And to be honest, I really don't feel like that much pressure from the audience. Like I do appreciate like all the comments saying to take my time and everything. Um but I also like just miss being on a consistent schedule, and I think it's like it's probably good for my own well-being too. But my chess level probably take some time to like kind of get back into things. Probably what I'll end up doing, at least in the near future. I can't make any promises, but um, I have some content that was recorded and filmed like earlier this year, some over the board content, which I'll probably package for YouTube videos. It takes a bit of work with editing, but in some sense, that can be easier content to post. Uh-oh, did the stream die? So on Twitch, I see Twitch stream is down. Is YouTube okay? Okay, we're still live on YouTube apparently. I know there was issue with, what was it, Cloudflare earlier today? I have no idea if this is related. Maybe it's just a Twitch issue. I guess I can share the link. I share the link. Get people on Twitch want to watch on YouTube. I guess this is one benefit of multi-streaming is if one platform goes down, there's a backup platform. So everything's fine on YouTube, right? Okay. Apparently Twitch is back. Okay, so we're approaching a position that resembles some normalcy. Queen f6, etc. We should keep in mind white does not have casting rights. But even if white did, it's might be a challenge. Okay, so probably threatening g5. What did he say about pressure? It's more about comments saying that like there's no pressure for me to post or come back or anything, but it's also for my own well-being. Like I enjoy playing and streaming chess, so it's more about finding the right time and space and finding times where I have like good energy too. So I hope that makes sense. I'm very grateful to have a very supportive community. And again, thank you to everyone, even if I like don't always manage to acknowledge all the comments. I do try and read a lot of the comments, and I'm very grateful for it. Okay, so the king's finding some safe place. Queen g2 might be the move to start with. Okay, getting my king off the x-ray of the white queen. Getting this. The queen's tied down to the bishop. Not the move I want to play, but feels kind of necessary. I'll snack on a pawn. Want to create the triple battery. Okay, mission accomplished. Not easy to like add more pressure. There's a slightly cool idea to play this and then c5, allow this and then pin. Okay, that worked out. Maybe I'll take the, I take, yeah, this works. Queen is pinned, so it's not actually helping cover d2. For a very brief moment, this calculating takes, king takes. Yeah, this is still winning because I have d4. It's almost checkmate though. Okay, GG. That was a unique game. So d4 is the best move. f5 is an acceptable opening move. And king f7 was the proper continuation. Okay. It's actually a decent quality opening. Yeah, it is true that in the end, did I need to actually play king? Oh yeah, it is true. I didn't have to play king f6. I could have played c5 right away. Because the queen supports e5, so if takes, it's still a pin. Oh, but then there's a counter pin. Takes, and then this. But then I take everything and win. So, okay. Oh, thank you, Sonia, for the 960 rook and elephant bits. Also, I see the comment from Atypical Orthodoxy. Yeah, it's a pleasure to play so many at the US Champs. Hopefully there will be more of that in future events. Okay, it's getting late. I think I'll do one more. And this might be my last game for the night. The stream started with the Stafford gambit. Will it end with the Stafford gambit? Okay. Stafford gambit time has come again. C3, so that gives back the pawn. I usually like to go for the aggressive lines, but here it's like it's proper just to take the pawn back. And unfortunately, I think I have to play this and allow the queen trade. Not exactly what I want, like playing the Stafford. Now we have a queenless middle game. It's going to be very positional. But there's still lots of room to be instructive. So rather than like going straight for the kill, I have to kind of work up small advantages. And the big imbalance in the position is the fact that white has this center pawn. I have these double pawns, which kind of creates some pros and cons for both sides. I do have the half open d file, which I will put the rook on d8. Okay, that trade I should be happy to see because now I have the bishop pair, which historically outperforms bishop and knight in most endgames. But this chain kind of undermines this bishop. So what to do? C5 take. I'm going to start with rook e8. Maybe this move. Can poke and prod a little bit. There's actually some cool line, like rook d1, bishop c2, rook c1, bishop g5. Also, thank you, Lele, for the raid. I appreciate it. I'm joining at the tail end of the stream. These tactics exist because the back rank. Wow, so my opponent may have like seen that coming, and yeah, that's a kind of smart move because now if I take the knight, white can safely take the bishop, and there's no checkmate. Bishop a4. Bishop a4 might actually just win material because knight's still pinned. I take it, and now rook's attacked, and like once the dust settles, I should be up a pawn. Yeah, both bishops are hanging. Now I have a choice. Which bishop to save? Actually, I'd probably just take the pawn and then give white the choice which bishop to take. So I won a pawn. I gave away half my bishop pair. That's a good move. If I take, there's rook takes c7. So the idea is to play bishop c6 and then maybe trap in the rook. Okay, here I'm up 2 pawns. And this should simplify. So the biggest concern is time. 20 seconds. It should be enough time. Had some close calls today. Close finish. Good game to my opponent. Big kudos to my opponent for resisting despite being in a difficult position. D5 was a good move, like good practical move. Probably should have taken on c7. But even what happened in the game, like, took work to make progress. Okay, I'm wrapping things up. Big thank you to everyone who donated to the Naroditsky Memorial Fund. Thank you to those who gave positive energy across Twitch and YouTube as well. Thanks to all the subs and resubs. Again, more links to more information about the Memorial Fund is linked in the YouTube video description. It's also part of the DANYA command in Twitch chat, which sorry there were some issues with Twitch. I think the message got unpinned, but should be very findable. And I do have travels coming up, so my future streams will probably be for my travel setup. But yeah, stay tuned. Thanks again. Take care and goodbye.